One day, someone will say your name for the last time, and nobody will even notice when it happens. We don't really like thinking about death, do we? We keep ourselves busy, we change the subject, tell ourselves it's something that happens to old people, or to some future version of us that doesn't quite feel real yet. But I've come to think that's actually a mistake. I think you should be afraid of death, and not in a way that shuts you down, but in a way that wakes you up. Death has been pretty close to me lately. My mom died almost 2 years ago. Then not long after that, my grandmother. And now just last week, my grand-uncle passed away. So when things like that keep happening, something shifts in you. It's hard to explain exactly, but it's not just grief, it's more like a strange kind of clarity. You start to really feel, not just know, but feel that this life is short, that it's actually short. And the older I get, the more I think about it. Here's the thing though, fear of death isn't some flaw in how we're built. Every living thing is wired to survive. Plants grow toward light, animals run when they sense danger. It's like our whole biology is this complicated machine for essentially staying alive. So the point was never to get rid of that fear. That would be actually dangerous. The fear of death exists for a reason, I think. And the real question isn't how to make it go away. It's what it's actually trying to tell us. When someone close to you dies, your whole perspective kind of reorganizes itself. Things that feel so urgent suddenly just don't anymore. Arguments that seem so important, they become totally trivial. Worries about status, about how you come across to people, they start to feel almost absurd. And if you sit with that feeling long enough, you land somewhere deeper. It's not just that our lives are temporary. Everything is. Our jobs, our stuff, our accomplishments, all of it. And, civilizations that lasted thousands of years, imagine, just gone. Poof. Gone. Entire cultures just vanished. And one day humanity itself won't be here anymore. Even the last star will eventually burn out. Impermanence isn't the exception, it's just the rule. Now people tend to react to that realization in two pretty different ways. The first is acceptance. And weirdly, when you actually accept that everything ends, life gets easier, it gets lighter. You stop forcing things that don't really matter. You get more honest with yourself about what you actually want. Maybe you leave the job that's been making you miserable. Maybe you start calling people more. Maybe you finally do the thing that you've been putting off for years. Death has this way of cutting straight through the noise. It makes your choices feel real in a way that nothing else quite does. But then there's the other reaction. Some people don't want to accept death. They just try to outrun it. They try to distract themselves, chasing bigger achievements, more status, some kind of legacy that will outlast them. A few people even seriously talk about immortality, like escaping death entirely is just a problem waiting to be solved. And look, I get it. But when we refuse to actually face death, we often end up wasting the life we're trying to protect. Because if you believe you have unlimited time, there's always tomorrow, always later, always someday. And that someday has this habit of never quite arriving. Thinking about death has genuinely changed how I move through the world. It's helped me figure out what actually matters to me. It's made time feel real, not some abstract concept, but something that's quietly slipping away while I'm standing here talking to you. And if that's true, then what we do with our time actually means something. The conversations we have, the work we put ourselves into, the people we choose to stay close to. It all matters, precisely because it doesn't last. So yeah, I do think that you should be afraid of death. Not in a way that fills your days with dread, not in a way that paralyzes you, just in a way that keeps reminding you your time here is finite. Because maybe the fear of death isn't something we're supposed to overcome. Maybe it's the thing that helps us remember how rare and short and worth paying attention to this life really is.